All right, we got another session on our $1 million challenge. So I got some big updates I want to show you guys and talk to you guys about before we hop into some gameplay. Also, I usually show the bonuses claimed from the last episode right around this time in the video, but I'm going to do it at the end of this video because it's a little bit longer than usual. So I'm just going to put that at the end of the video. So if you want to see all the bonuses that I got, stick to the end. Before we hop into things, I want to say the first thing that is our balance is it's getting a little bit bigger. So here's the thing. The first thing I want to mention is I've been tracking the website balance that we use, and I moved money over a while ago, and I've been trying to track it like super weird, just based on like wins and losses in the previous couple episodes. So what I'm doing now is I'm just using the full website balance that we actually have. So this is like completely up to date and accurate. It's $73. So I have money in the vault, and then I have money in the actual balance. So that's where we're actually sitting at. So that's all even now. I was showing it just a little bit different in the previous days here. You can see there's like some negative numbers and stuff. That's just because I was tracking our wins and losses pretty much because I was moving money around from other apps. You can see like from these two apps, I moved money over. So that boosted this number up like right there. But it's all good now. It's all completely even. So it's just a little bit more easier to visualize, but I may have been tracking it wrong because it was saying like $27 based on how I was tracking it, but realistically we have $73 in the actual website. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, you can see in the past like handful of episodes, I've been pretty stagnant around like the $700 balance. So what I want to show you guys is a graph of the entire bankroll from the entire series so far. So this is from day one, the whole way up to where I'm actually tracking the balance at now. And I've mentioned this before, but I always play ahead, or I guess I play behind. So the balance in reality is up here as of today that I'm recording this, but I play like a couple weeks behind in the actual tracker. So really, we're right here today. This is where we're sitting at, where my cursor is. And that means that you can see, this has been a pretty much flat line. I've been going up and down from this whole section here. So a lot of people have mentioned that I haven't been making much progress. That's true. I've been staying pretty flat, but if you look at the grand scheme, the whole picture here, I'm moving up. You know, we're still moving, we're still gaining ground. It's just very slow, but I know it's been pretty flat recently and the balance hasn't been growing. We get a lot of losses on the website. But, you know, overall, we're still moving in the right direction. And like I said, we're right here today. But you can see that we're starting to go up after, you know, the recording based on the outside casino apps. And the reason for that is, and I mentioned this, I think in the last episode or 2 episodes ago, but I implemented sports betting. So I don't actually like make my own bets. I tail somebody else that does a lot of research. They know what they're doing. And that's helping grow the balance, as you can see here. I do very small bets, anywhere from like $1 to like $2.50. So it's not a lot of the bankroll. So if I do lose, it's not that much of a loss. But we've been winning really good recently, just like really small wins. So that's helping grow the balance. I would say that's probably about 10% of the growth recently is just from sports betting. So that's helping. I'm trying to diversify the whole bankroll. So we have the 10% of sports betting, and then I actually moved some money into cryptocurrency recently too. I don't know if that's actually on the sheet yet. Let me check real quick. It might be a little bit farther down. Yeah, so it'll pop back up. I just hide all these boxes for now, but I do move some money into crypto. So I got some money in crypto, I got the sports betting, and then we have the gambling obviously on the website. So that's all the different avenues, or I guess like revenue streams. Just trying to diversify the balance as much as possible. So we have a little bit of sports betting because there's no real house edge on sports betting. Like there is a house edge between the different odds on the same bet. So they take their little cut. But at the end of the day, you can make like educated bets by doing research and knowing what you're doing. So that's what I'm doing in sports betting. I'm just trying to hedge against the house edge a little bit. We have the cryptocurrency, which I'll talk about that a little bit in the future, but that is going to grow the balance hopefully as well. That's the whole idea. yeah, like I said, the graph, we're moving up overall. It's still going the right direction. So just, we're playing the long game. We're playing the long game. The bonuses and everything have been helping out a lot. And one more thing before we actually hop into some gameplay. So this column over here, this total profit and loss column, this tracks the website that I use. I can't mention the name, but the website I use, it tracks everything that goes on that website between weekly bonuses, weeklies, monthlies, rake back, the actual gambling itself. And you can see on this number here, we're down $17 on the website total. So that means out of all the bonuses that I've claimed, which helps bring up the balance a lot, and all the gambling, I'm still down 17 bucks on the website overall. So not doing too good on the website. That's why I'm trying to diversify into sports betting and cryptocurrency. Hopefully that goes up, obviously. That's the idea with that. But overall, we're down $17 from gambling, strictly just like casino games. So that's why I'm diversifying. Just wanted to clarify all that. And yeah, I guess we'll hop into things here. So we're sitting at $743 after updating the website balance and claiming all the bonuses for today. Again, I'll show the bonuses at the end of the video. There's some big bonuses in there, so if you want to stick around to see those, stick to the end. But our 1% profit goal is going to be $7.43, and our stop loss is about $29. Okay, so we're hopping in the website. We're going to play some mines. And again, the plan has been recently to go back to my very early episodes in the entire challenge and just try to repeat the process, because I went on a crazy win streak, so I'm trying to run it back. It worked the first time. It hasn't been working too well the second time through, but if it does give me a good win streak on the second time through, I know these strategies they work. I know they work if they can run it back a second time, right? If they're repeatable, that means I'm able to use them, I'm able to win. So I'm trying to see how that works. That's what we're doing. For today, the plan is to do mines, and it is a 0.27% of the balance bet. So on our $743 balance, that gives us a $2 bet flat. And the plan is to go for 3 mines, and I have to go for 3 clicks. That's going to be our game plan. And then I have to get 4 wins. And then once I get 4 wins, we hop into a different game and finish off the day. So hopefully we can get lucky here and finally get some wins. I'm going to reset the reset the seed. We're going to make sure that we reset the seed more often, because I used to do that in the past, and mine's cooked us on the last couple episodes. So I'm hoping it works out today. So we're going to start off on a $2 bet here. Okay, so I'm going to copy the exact clicks that I made in the first time I did this. So we got our first one right here, and it's a bomb immediately. All right, we're going to double this up and try to get that back. You shouldn't chase losses, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Okay, there we go. We got to get one more, I think, actually, and it's a bomb. All right, not good. Let's go for 3 random clicks here, and let's go for a 4th one. Okay, let's cash that out, and we'll stay at $4. And go for, oh man. All right. This is getting dicey. Let's try to go for 4 clicks. 1 more random. All right, that's a 1.7x. Let's try to go 1 more. Okay, I'm not gonna get too greedy. That's a 2x. We're gonna cash that out. And let's run it back on $4. And trying to think here. All right, let's do the same thing. Let's just do the same thing and try to get our $4 back. Okay, we need 1 more. Okay, we got it. Okay, we are back to, looks like the live stats didn't update, but we should be back to a flat, our base bet. We should be back to where we started at. So let's try a $2 bet. Okay, there it goes. So the balance updated. It's just the live stats a little bit behind. All right, so we're gonna go for 3 clicks. Can we do this? We gotta do this 4 times now in a row. There's the first one. Let's cash that out. Yeah, the live stats are still behind. Looks like it didn't update that, but that's we're in profit. We are in profit. We got to get 4 wins. So let me see what the next. Okay. All right, let's run that back. We'll do 3 random tiles. 1 more. And we hit a bomb. Okay, let's double this up. Try to get. Let's go for 4. 1 more. Okay. Yeah, so we started at $28, I believe. So I think this is behind, which is fine. But let's try to just. This is really, really difficult. This was really easy the first time. I got 4 wins in a row. And it doesn't seem it wants to let us get these wins. Yeah, it's really taking our money. All right. Oh man. Okay, we're down pretty good. I'm gonna do this one more on 4. I'm gonna do this one more time on a $4 bet. I'm gonna get 1 more. All right, let's cash that out. And let's do 1 more. Same thing. Let's just do 1 more. All right, let me hit a bum. I'm actually gonna pull out of here. I'm not gonna keep doing this because it's not working out too well. So I'm not gonna repeat this day. Mine's has just not been working for us. So we're gonna hop into a different game and try to round up the balance. Okay, so in the original day, what I did is I got 4 wins on mines, and I went to blackjack and played 2 hands to get a win. So I'm just gonna play blackjack for the rest of this and try to come back. So I'm gonna start off with a $4 bet. And I'm gonna flat bet. So we're gonna stay at a $4 bet the entire time, and I'm not gonna increase it, I don't think. I'm gonna try to just flat bet it and see if this works. So we're gonna have a soft 16, a 5 ace against a 5, which is saying it's a double. I don't like that, but we're gonna play by their book. That's a tough one on a $4 bet. It's a pretty high bet. And we get a 13. Can you please just bust? Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. All right, stick at the $4 bet. That's a good win. It's a really good win. We have a 20 against the 9. I'm gonna stand on that. And he busts again. Okay, cool. So we're going for $7.43. I'm gonna stick this at a $4 bet still. We're gonna stick with it. Another 20 against a 3. I'm gonna stand on that. Okay, we are cooking. We're getting really lucky. I'm gonna reset the seed while we are here. Okay, we refresh that. And now we just need, what do we need here? We need 3, I guess we only need like $2. So let's go for a $2 bet. We might be due for losses. I know I reset the seed, but we might be due for some losses now because we got a lot of wins. So there's our first one there. We're gonna stick with the $2 bet. We're just gonna flat bet this. Gotta hit that for sure. We have 15, gotta hit that again. Okay, I'll take a 20. And they bust. All right, cool. Now we just need 1 win. Can we get it on this one? We have a 12 against a 4. That is a stand. Can he bust? He does. All right, there's our 1% profit pool. Well, the mines really took us on that, but we came into blackjack and it worked out. So we'll take the dub there. Let's enter that in the sheet, move on to the next day. Okay, so day 158 was a win. We actually got $11.76 because the live stats are a little bit messed up. So I actually went over by like $4, which will take the extra winnings. We need that after many losses recently. So we'll take the extra wins. So now at day 159, we're sitting at $756, where our 1% profit pool is $7.56, and our stop loss is about $30. All right, so I'm gonna reset the live stats here. You can see it was $7.77. Zip is a little bit behind. So it all worked out though, getting those extra winnings. So I'm playing Dragon Tower, if you couldn't tell. I haven't played this in a very long time for many reasons. It's not the best game in my opinion, but this is what I did in the video. So we're gonna run it back. I start off with a 0.25% bet of the entire balance. So of our 756, that will be $1.93. So we're gonna start with $1.93. And I did easy. And I really just went for like 2 clicks in the beginning. And then once I started getting some losses, I would try to go for like 3 or 4 clicks. So I'm gonna be very careful with this because I know this can drain your balance. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna see how much we can get from this, and then worst case scenario, we're gonna hop out of here and do something else. So first things first, we gotta get 2 clicks, and the first one is a loss. Let's go run it back. Second one is a loss, run it back. This is why I'm not a huge fan of Dragon Tower. It's a very risky game. So every time I got a loss, I would try to get like 3 or 4 clicks afterwards. And there we go. Okay, we're not fully back, but we got a decent amount back there. So let's try to run it back again. And let's go for 1 more. Okay, so that brings us back into profit. We'll take that for sure. We still have about $7 to get, so this might take a while if we keep getting some losses, but let's stick with it. Let's just pick 2 randoms. Okay, nice, easy money. 1.74x, that's what we're shooting for. Just little wins, that's all we're trying to get today. So let's stick with it. And I'm gonna do the random again, pick 2 randoms. All right, cool, I'll take that. So now we're at $3.67. We're slowly getting there, we're about halfway there. And I'm gonna pick 2 on my own here. And that did not work out. So let's try to do that again. That did not work out. We're back to net 0 pretty much. And now we're in the red. Just trying to go for the same one here. Okay. There's $4. So we're back into profit. Let's go for 2 randoms. We lose. I mean, I could really just rapid fire this if I just keep clicking that. That's kind of scary. Wow, we're getting dusted. We gotta go for 4 here. Okay, let's go for 1 more. That's a pretty big comeback. $6. $6 comeback. That's pretty massive. All right, let's try to do this again. Let's go for 3. Okay, let's go for 1 more. All right, that's a $4 gain. So we have $2.37. All right, it's getting risky, but we're still in profit. I'm gonna reset the seed while we're at it, and let's try to run this back. Go for 2 clicks. There we go. 2 more clicks. We lose that. Let's go for 3 now. There we go. Okay. So now we're at a peak of $4.42. We're slowly getting there. We're slowly getting there. Let's go for the first 2. All right, we got that. I think we might need like 1 or 2 more wins. We're almost there. Almost there. Let's go for 2 and 3. So I'll go for the second one here. It's a loss. All right, let's pick random. All right, got to get 3 now. And that's a loss. And that's a loss. All right, we're back to negative again. So I gotta go for 4 clicks here. Try to come back. Just gonna keep ripping it. Let's get 1 more. And let's go for 1 more. All right, back into profit. And we lose that one. Go for 3. Let's go for 4. Okay, let's cash that out. Go for 2 clicks. We lose it on the first one. We're gonna go for 3 here. We lose it. Let's go for 3. And let's go for 1 more actually. Okay. Let's go for 2. We're gonna go back to our $2 for 2 clicks. Let's go for a 3rd one actually. Let's go for a 3rd one. I like this one right here. Okay, we're gonna cash that out. We're gonna cash that out. $5.17. All right, we're so close. We just can't get that last little bit. Let's go for 2 randoms. Okay. And the live stats looks like they did not update, but we got to go for 37.56 up here, so we'll keep an eye on that. Oh no, it just updated. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Get a little bit anxious, get a little bit jumpy here, because I know Dragon Tower can cook you. All right, there's 60 cents. We need 1 more click, and I think we should be good for today. I think we got it. $8. All right, we got it. It was very stressful, but it worked out. We got our $8, 1% profit goal, and let's enter that in the sheet. Okay, so day 159 was a win. We got our $8.03, a little bit more above the profit goal that we needed, which will take the extra winnings. Like I said, we've had so many losses recently in these past few episodes, so we'll take the little few extra dollars. Definitely helps out the balance a little bit. For day 160, we're sitting at $782, which makes our 1% profit goal $7.82, and then our stop loss is about $31. Okay, so hopping back in the website, we're gonna play some Keno today. So I'm gonna reset the seed here, and we're doing 0.5% of the bankroll. So we're gonna do, let's see what our bet will be here. It'll be $3.91 will be our bet size. And we're gonna do easy, I guess low risk, and we're gonna go just for these first two columns here. And let me reset the live stats while we're doing that. So basically the goal is just to get some small hits on this bet size and just get small, I think, yeah, what is it? So 2 gems gives us a 1.1, and then 3 gems gets us a 1.2. So that's kind of what we're going for. These have, let's see what the chance is. Win chance at 28%, getting a 1.2, and then a 30% win chance on 1.1, and then obviously there's a chance of getting way more and then a bigger payout. So this is a little bit not the best strategy when it comes to being safe, but it might work out. And I guess we have really like a 60% chance. No, what is that? Yeah, about a 60% chance of hitting something, okay? 60% chance. So a little bit safer, but we're gonna run this and just see how it goes. So let's run a few bets, and then if it doesn't work out, we'll hop into something else. So let's get started here. We're just looking for 2 hits. That's a really good hit. 3 or 4 gems is a 1.3x, so we'll take that. And then we immediately get a loss, which we lose that, which does suck. But we're just looking for at least 2 hits like that, just 2 gems, and we're getting some good losses here, which is going to bring the balance down very quickly. But hopefully we can get some consistent wins. And I think if we go down too far, there's another loss. I think if we go down too far, I'm going to hop into a different game, because this Keno can definitely take your balance away. It's not the safest game. It is a little bit higher risk, but it can pay out if you get lucky. So that's the goal. We're just trying to get some small wins, maybe some big wins while we're at it. There's a good hit, 1.8x. That's massive. That is a huge bet, or a huge win. We'll take that for sure. If we can get like 2 of those, that would send us very high into profit. There's another loss, which does suck. There's a really good hit, 1.8x again. Okay, that brings us back almost fully. Another 1.8x. See, that's a huge jump. That's what we're looking for. That's like a perfect case scenario. We get some good hits like that. Otherwise, we just want these small hits. We get a 10% profit every time with 2 gems like that. There's another good one, 1.3x. We're sitting at $4, or now we're sitting at $5 of profit. So we need like $2.80. We're almost there. I'm gonna keep running this until we maybe get another loss, and I might pull out. But that would be great if this just went the whole way to the profit goal. That'd be perfect. That'd be so nice. We're about 80 cents away right now of getting there. So if we get like 2 more wins, we might be able to pull this off. And that's exactly it actually, 782. That's perfect. That's exactly what we needed. That worked out really well. Started off really rough, but it actually pulled back and came back very strong. So that was a very good day. We got 3 wins. Let's enter that in the sheet and we'll wrap up the video. Okay, so day 160 was a win. We got $7.82 on the dot, exactly what we needed. And it was a good day today. We're on a little win streak again, as you can see here. We're coming back a little bit, so that's good to see finally after many losses recently. So we're starting up a little win streak here. Hopefully that continues. Overall in the video, between the start and the end, we're up $46. That's including all the bonuses and the gambling itself. From the gambling today, we got $27.61. So about $20 extra was for bonuses. which I'm about to show on the screen right now as I finish up a couple points. Okay, so we had a promo of $8 just from like subscribing to the website's like newsletter for June. So that was pretty nice. Then we had I think this is our weekly bonus. And then we had some rake back too. And then I have just some other outside casino apps that I use. I had some good wins at the very end here, but this is my daily dollar that I have to wager, and I get a little bit of a bonus. But yeah, I'm gonna let that run while I talk a little bit. I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for supporting me and sticking through it. I know we're very stagnant, but like I showed in the graph in the beginning, we're gonna come back. We're still moving in the right direction. I got the sports betting going on. I got some crypto invested, so that's gonna help out the balance for sure. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this one. If you're not in the Discord, join the Discord. I'm gonna be running a bracket between your strategies, so you can submit them in the Discord. I'm gonna do a whole bracket, test out all of your guys' strategies, and then we're gonna pay out the winner a little bit of some money. That's the goal. Whoever has the best strategy that wins consistently will get a little bit of a prize. So send in your strategies if you haven't already. That'll be running probably like late July, somewhere around there. So there's a little bit of time on that still. We'll have a few more playthroughs until we actually start doing the bracket. So that'll be coming up soon. So I'm excited to do that. I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. I'm excited to see some good strategies and test out your guys' stuff. But in the meantime, until we get to that point, I'm just gonna keep running back my original strategies from the very beginning of the challenge. That's my plan up until the bracket. So we're just gonna keep doing what I used to do. We're starting to get a win streak, so hopefully it's gonna keep repeating and getting those wins. That's the plan. But yeah, we're gonna do that for a couple more episodes, and then we'll start doing the bracket. And then that bracket will probably run for a while. So I'm excited to do that. It'll be fun. Please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. It does help me out, and I appreciate you guys very much as always. And then this point in the video, I hit some free spins, and I ended up getting, I think, 2 bonuses, and these paid out like massive. So this first bonus here was on one of the outside casino apps, and the last reel there hits a bunch of crazy, I think there's like some sort of like multiplier that adds them all up, and then it drops a massive bonus. And then after this one, there's another one too. So I wanted to show all this stuff does help grow the balance, like all these outside promos and bonuses, free spins, all that stuff. There's actually a video I'll share it on screen now, but I show how I do all this stuff. If you guys want to watch that and get free money just from checking your apps every day and trying to get promos and bonuses, it's a pretty easy way to make some money. But that's why it helps grow the balance, because this stuff is just free additions to the bankroll. So that was a nice win. There was like 955, so that's pretty good. And then this was another bonus I hit, which was pretty crazy that quick. And this was the one that drops in the last reel here. And I got like a little mini, which is only like $4, but it's still pretty nice. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I will see you guys in the next one. All right, peace.